Welcome back to another Create Mod episode. In the last one, we built this beautiful starter base behind me, but then something horrible happened. As you probably saw, Snaily, our beloved, passed from this world. A New Testament has been written. But he passed too soon. That will not hamper our spirits. Snaily would want us to continue this journey, to build the greatest create base you have ever seen, and we are going to do just that. Which is why we are continuing with the interior of the starter base here. I have mapped out the first floor. This thing is going to look so good. It's going to look so cool, and we are doing it for Snaily, for the Escargarians, which is our town name, by the way. I don't think we have actually gone over that. This is we're in Escarga, because it's like escargot. Okay, anyway, we have an interior to build. We have a few things in here already. We have kind of a precision mechanism farm and some of the other mechanism, but we need smelting, we need crushing wheels, we need mechanical crafters, and for some reason, I can't find the mechanical crafters or crushing wheels, and I don't think DoStream is going to be too happy about losing all his progress. So I think let's get to mechanical crafting and the crushing wheels first. And with that, we now have crushing wheels and mechanical crafters in here. Those are the first time that I've placed crushing wheels in this series. DoStream had 2 sets of them that he's placed in before, but this is the first one. I've also spent a bunch of time digging out under here as like a little basement area. It's super jank, super ugly. We are just going to be using it to connect up things to stuff. So we've connected up our mechanical crafters over there, and we are going to continue kind of this line over here to connect up with every power thing that we will get to eventually. We're just poor right now. The next thing I want to go over is smelting and I guess washing and whatever other stuff that kind of is. There are a bunch of sales that are provided by Create Dreams and Desires. The ones really that we care about. First of all, the blasting one is really important. This will let us smelt stuff easier. So normally you have to put a lava bucket in front of a fan, but if we do the sale, we can have the fan go downward and not have to worry about lava flowing out or down onto the items that we're dropping. And then the more important one is the seething sail. This thing is a superheating sail, and what this lets you do, this is the sail. If you have crushed raw iron, you get the iron ingot, but also a 75% chance to get a second iron ingot from the same one raw iron. So you basically get 1.7 iron ingots per raw iron, which is insane. It does require this fancy fan, but we can kind of afford everything but this infernal casing, which, I mean, we're gonna get to eventually. Don't even worry about it. I look so ridiculous. But yeah, don't worry about that. What we do need to worry about, though, are, at the moment, the blasting sail, which requires smoking sails, which require rubber. Rubber is actually kind of easy. If we just put stripped jungle logs on an item drain, it'll get us liquid rubber, and then we just mix that into raw rubber. So over here with this mixer, I'm just going to set up the most basic system here, where, make sure this is off. Yes, it's on red. I'm just going to put an item drain right here, have it go into the mixer, and then mix it. And it's going to be that simple. And there we go. We have a system that drains the, I guess it's sap out of the logs, pumps it into this basin here where we will eventually set it up with mixing. And now that we have this thing getting powered, we're actually getting rubber bits. And I have been doing this with stacks on stacks of spruce logs here. We're actually getting quite a few like residual ones. I think the crafting recipe is that you get some spruce logs back when you make this, but we currently have 10 raw rubber. And I knew that we were going for the blasting sail, which requires smoking sails, which in turn require rubber. But the reason we need more than 10 or 10 at all is because we want all of the other sails eventually. And I was like, well, they're not crazy more expensive. This one's rubber and water, soul, campfire, ice, like all of those are pretty doable. The seething one we are skipping, so don't even worry about it. But we need 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 total if we want rubber to get each one of these type of sails, and then we'll also have 3 extra. So I don't know what we're gonna do with the extra 3, but that's why we're getting so much raw rubber here. I'm very grateful that we have the spruce tree farm here. This thing has been overflowing. We have too many things. I also can't shift in any more items in here, which means our item vault that we have below that's connected right now is full. The good news is we can get another item vault and connect it up with the inventory cables and an inventory cable connector. I bet that's a surprising name for what this is going to do. But then if we connect it, we should just be able to shift in more stuff, and we totally can. Beautiful. But as you can see, we are spinning up some more rubber. There we go. That is our 12th, and we still have quite a few stacks to go. And with that, we now have all of the rubber that we need. We just need to smelt this up. That's not going to be too bad. But while I was going through stuff, I was thinking, let's actually try to make this infernal thing. And we have this system here, which will do it for us if we get everything that we need. But the biggest thing is this ember alloy. We need cinderflower and blaze powder. That's easy. We have both netherrack, which you crush into cinderflower, and blaze rods that you crush into blaze powder. But we don't have any smoked planks, and you get that by getting smoked logs, which is a heated log in a mixer. We have everything that we need for this. We have the mixer, we have the basin, and we have the blaze boy here, and it's connected to lava. This is a lava pipe right up here. The only issue is that it's not being powered because the blaze can't slurp up any of the lava. The way we get them to slurp up lava is to give them a straw. I think we can ponder this and it'll show us what's going on. So if you right click it, it'll give him this little straw hat thing, and then they'll be able to accept liquids if you right click them with a bucket, or if you pipe it in like this, which is what we want because then that's fully automated and really easy. So in order to get a straw, we need to roll bamboo in a rolling mill. We have bamboo, but we don't have a roller right now. This thing is really easy to set up, so we should just be able to craft it like this, and then we just have to connect it to power, and for right now, I'm just gonna put it right here. There we go. It's kind of like a pasta roller. Anyway, let's grab some bamboo. We only have 19, but that's enough to grow more when we need it. And I don't know how this works. Are you working? Oh, you are working. I don't know if it's just going to shoot it out or what. Oh, it did. Oh, I was like, what is this weird thing on there? So yeah, I toss it in there and it grinds it up for us, and it's going to drop it on this belt because it's wacky, I guess. But yeah, there we go. We have now 2 straws, I suppose. And I think all you have to do is right click it on there. And yeah, you can see he turned into a guy, and he has lava turning him into a superheated fella. We do currently have sap in there. I'm curious. Will this cook into normal rubber? No, still raw rubber. Okay, let's throw in our spruce logs, and it should just cook straight away into, if we look at the top, yes, smoked logs up at the top. This is working amazingly. This blaze burner is just gonna run. It also gives out some light, which is good. We don't want mob spawning. It is nighttime. I have had a creeper walk in here just like waltzing in thinking he owned the place. I am worried that that's gonna happen again. We might want to light this up, but we'll do that later. I don't care. So that is what we need for the smoked logs for this infernal mechanism. The rest is a cogwheel and zinc nuggets. Those are easy. So we should be able to make these ember alloys if I craft these bad boys into smoked planks. And there we go. We can get some of these. I'm honestly just going to craft all of them because they're not too expensive, and we're going to be using a lot of them for things like industrial fans and stuff like that. So now let's get everything else. We need industrial iron. Oh, it's just an iron sheet and a press that's boiling. Okay, so we can replace this with a press. That'll be easy. But let's make everything that we need here. So we need cogwheels, ember alloy, and zinc. For all of the sails, what we need 2 industrial fans for 2 of the sail blowing thingies, and then we need 1 more infernal mechanism for 1 of the sails itself. And now that we have everything, I am going to go through each of these. I don't know why this one's here. Oh, why is this one here? Oh, never mind. I do know why that one's here. And label them, and then we can put all of the items that we care about in here. So I'm just going to put them all in. We still need industrial iron sheets. There we go. Now if we try it with an industrial iron sheet this time, we should see, yes, step 1, step 1.5, and then it should go back in there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So this is going to happen 3 times. I think it's 3. 4 times. We're on try number 3 right now. But on the 4th, it should get completed into an infernal mechanism or whatever it's called and go to the output. Did we make it wrong? Okay, no, there's a 15% chance we get garbage, which is what happened, but at least I can put it back in there. But I guess that's why we made more industrial sheets than we needed. I didn't know that we were gonna get destroyed right away. So let's hope that the second try is the charm. Once we get some real power generation units, since we're just using water wheels, we'll be able to speed this up to full speed, and then this thing is gonna go fast. So don't worry about the speed for right now. Oh, there's our first one. Infernal mechanism. Oh, we got 3 that time. Okay, that is good. Fiery device. That this is like the hardest one out of the all of the mechanisms, and we just went straight from the precision mechanism to Infernal, which is incredible. Now we can make those 2 industrial fans that we need for smelting purposes, but we do need industrial casing, which is an industrial iron sheet on a zinc casing, which we now have, and I've gone ahead and made some industrial fans already. The next thing we need to do is to focus on sails. All of the sails that we're looking for require windmill sails to start, and it's just some wool, some sticks, and some andesite alloy, which we have all of already. So with 24, we should just be able to start making these as long as we have the rubber and whatever the middle ingredient is. So we're gonna be pretty okay until we get to the freezing sail where we need a powdered snow bucket. I'm not even sure where to get that. I guess we can look down on this area because there's a bunch of mountains, and I think this is a snowy mountain range, maybe? I don't know. We should be able to find some. Maybe it's gonna be far away, but I've been smoking up the rubber. Oh, that felt like a lot of XP. I don't know, but I've been smoking up the rubber so we can start making these things. And this does require to be made in a mechanical crafter, but it's only a 3x3 recipe, and we have a 5x5 over here anyway, so we should be good. So if we connect this all up, it's going slowly. We're gonna fix it eventually. I look too fabulous, but we should see that we get, ta-da, the smoking sail. Incredible. And we are gonna need this to make the blasting sail, and then the blasting sail to make the seething one. So we're actually going to need to make a lot of this first set of smoking sails. I do need to wait for this rubber to cook. It is taking its time. This thing is taking a while. So I'm just going to wait on that, and in the meantime, I'll start gathering the recipes that we need and all the ingredients, like lava buckets and blaze cakes. Oh boy. Okay, maybe we aren't going to do that one just yet. We'll have to focus on this a little bit harder, but we can make soul campfires and all that fun stuff. A water bucket's easy too. So we'll make everything else that we need, and then we can focus on the seething and the freezing sails. And most of the stuff we're making is pretty tedious, so I thought it'd be good in a third-person time lapse. We are crafting up all of the sails that we need. We made a bunch of the smelting ones, some haunting, and then we got to building the actual smelting array. This is a really compact design. I'm a big fan of it. It is mostly vertical, which is really great for the space, and we're using a bunch of funnels, a bunch of fans, and a bunch of those sails, and it is super clean and compact. But that's all, so let's get back to the Create-O-Holics server. And with that, we have a lot of the system in here. We should actually hook this up to power to see it working, because currently I have a ton of raw ores that I would rather not smelt myself. And the beauty about having an ugly little basement that the gremlins can crawl around in is that we can hook stuff up real easy. So we have the shaft here. I need to go get a shaft, 1 second. Give me a moment. And once this is connected, all of these should be blowing, which they are. I mean, our fancy industrial fans aren't set up yet because we don't have the freezing or superheating one. But what we can do is blast smelt. I actually fully forgot the ores that we need. Thank you very much. We're gonna blast smelt a couple stacks of crushed raw iron, and we should see that eventually it'll show up in this barrel. The somewhat annoying thing is that we can only do 1 stack at a time, because this funnel is like, oh, there's a block in the way, let me wait, when instead we could probably do multiple stacks. But if we just leave this to be on its own devices and come back in a few minutes later, we will get all of our stuff out in the output barrel. And considering this thing is only 2 blocks wide, that is pretty good. And as you saw, this thing finished cooking, got picked up as expected with our attribute filter saying whatever cannot be smelted anymore gets picked up, and we are good to go. So for now, we are good with a ton of zinc ingots. Now to move on to the ingredients we need for the seething sail and freezing sails. For the seething, we need blaze cake and prismarine. We already have the infernal and blasting sails. And then for freezing, we need powdered snow. I already know from my travels, there is a ocean monument right here that we can get a bit of prismarine for. I am fairly confident that with a crushing wheel, we could probably... Oh, that's actually good to know. How do you make a diamond shard? Oh, Let's just do that. That's way easier. There we go. Diamond shard acquired. And now we can use our fancy schmancy haunting materials. We look at our thing, put it in, and we should see some prismarine coming back. We already have finished off the zinc ingots, which is amazing. And there we go. Our prismarine crystals have been acquired. I thought we were going to need to go get those, but it was actually super easy. And now we just need blaze cakes. If you don't know, blaze cakes are a little bit complicated and pretty late game. We need cinder flour, which we got already by crushing some netherrack, which is what that block is. Sugar is really easy, and the only thing we don't have are eggs. These should be really easy, we just don't have any. So I suppose let's quickly sleep. There's a firefly outside. Quickly sleep and go run and try to find either some chickens or some ducks, because both of them drop eggs that will work for us. So I'm just gonna run around looking for some chickens or some ducks. This area has been really good for me for getting some mobs. This is over where Drowsy is. We haven't talked too much with him. Maybe we pay him a visit. I know that he has been grinding. He doesn't make videos, so he's not burdened with the editing, and I'm kidding. He also grinds like crazy. I think he's already in like late game, and he has like a ton of stuff going on. So maybe we go check that out eventually. For some reason, this place is usually, I was gonna say, thank you. Usually popping with mobs. And speaking of which, we actually do not have any sheep for a wool farm of any sort. So I might just borrow this fella for a little bit. And after going back and dropping off the sheep, we went back out and grabbed some of our chickens. There were kind of just 2 lying around, so we picked up both of those and then headed off to get us some powdered snow. This actually took quite a while. I needed to craft a nature's compass, which I'll talk about a little bit later, but we found this super cool biome on like the top of a hill, and that had powdered snow ready to go. So we just grabbed that and we're able to head home. There we go. We got the powdered snow. I had to travel way up north to get it, but once we got here, it wasn't too bad. There are a ton of powdered snow bits here. We now have the nature's compass. We didn't have it in the mod pack before when I was trying to get the cactus and stuff from the desert. So I was the one that put this in the mod pack because, oh my gosh, is it a challenge to find any biome that you actually need. But that was super helpful in getting us to whatever the Alpine Grove, I think is what it is, which had powdered snow immediately as I got in here, which is amazing. And then this one, I don't know what this biome is, but it has redstone on the outside of the cliff, which is super helpful because I'm redstone poor, so that was amazing. But now I think we're ready to head home. We have everything that we need other than the eggs for the blaze cakes, but it shouldn't be too long until we get all of those that we need, and then we can finish up the smelting array. We are back at the base. We have 4 sets of eggs. I think that's honestly all that we need. I need to grab some sugar. We actually have 2 of those. How do you make a blaze cake? Oh, it's really easy. Brilliant. So we should be able to throw in these things. It should get squooshed and give us a blaze cake. Incredible. Once we have those, we should just be able to throw it underneath this spout. And once we get 2 of them, we now have 2 blaze cakes. And now we can use this to make the seething sail. Blaze cakes on the outside, blasting sails all around, and let's craft this bad boy up. I'm so excited for this. 1.7 times ingots is insane. And doing it with just smelting is even better because then we get the ingots. We don't even have to like smelt it afterwards or anything. We don't need to use a furnace. It's just fast and a bonk. There we go. We have our seething sail. Just for funsies, let's also make our freezing sail. This one's way less cool, but it is still important. If anyone else wants this powdered snow, we can make it for them now with the freezing sail. And it's the only way to get it unless you explore, and it's just a water bucket, which is super easy. So once this is done, we'll have this as well. I don't know what we're going to do with more than one of them. I think this one makes 3 or 4 as well, so I don't know what we're going to do with it. But we can put both of these in now, 1 and 2. There we go. We have everything that we need. So now let's see. We just need to put in crushed ingots and we get 1.75 output. I want to, before we go any bit further, put in a stack of zinc into superheating, a stack of crushed raw zinc, and we'll see how much we get out. The hope is that we get more than a stack and a half, because that'll mean better than 1.5%, which would be crazy, because in normal Create, you can crush stuff and get 50% more. That was so fast. This is going so slow compared to max speed, and that was almost instant, that smelting time. Oh, a stack in 15. Am I getting scammed? Am I getting scammed by big stack? Let's see this. This should be really fast again, but I better get some real output here. There we go. It's done. Another stack in 15. Okay, I guess stack in 15 is the average. Let's put everything in here and see how long it takes for everything to smelt through. My guess is it's not going to be too long at all. I'm hoping that while I'm talking, we get another stack in 15 in here, and we totally do. This thing is crazy fast, and we're running it, I think, at 32 RPM, which is insane, which means we can, what is that number? 2 times 2 times 2. 8 times the speed of this, and it's gonna be so fast. It's gonna be instantaneous. That is gonna be insane. I think we can also do polished rose quartz in this. Yes, we can. So we don't even need sandpaper or a deployer to sandpaperize it. We could just put the quartz bits in there, and then it's good. It has already gone through all the copper and gold that we have. It's going through the tin right now. Oh my goodness, we are living. And we should, while I was saying that, already be done. Yeah, we just have the one crushed raw tin left. The stack and whatever should go back in here, and we get way more ingots than we came in with, which is incredible. So you love to see that. I was thinking about it, and the main issue that I had with the system was that we couldn't smelt or freeze or whatever multiple stacks at a time. So I've switched it up and put the brass funnels on top and the sails in the middle. And the only real fear with this is that maybe the funnels won't be able to drop the items through. But as you can see, we can do that super easily without a prop. What? Whoa, we go all... Let me get out. Oh my gosh. Whoa. You can't move at all when you're freezing like that? Okay, that's weird. Anyway, it can drop straight through, so we are good on that front, which means we can smelt as many items as we want. So if we put in multiple stacks of things, you can see that they all go through and start getting frozen right away, which is exactly what we wanted. And unfortunately, that is all the time I have for the day. In the next episode, we are going to finish off the interior. Everything else is relatively simple. Well, there's a little asterisk there because it is still a lot that we're gonna have to go through, but it is way more simple than getting every single smelting sail set up. And I mean, getting 1.75 times the amount of ingots per raw bit is incredible. So we absolutely take it. This was super useful. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you liked it, leave a like. If you're new and you've watched so far, I think we're on episode 4, consider subscribing. If you're not, I would super appreciate it. And thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace.